What's up, Raceland? I'm your host, Holden Topping.
I'm Braden, Wellman.
We are the Lunch Table. This is the first episode of many. Trust me with that. Today we have our guest,
Logan Lundy,
quarterback of the Raceland Rams. Just got back from a state championship. Tough loss, you know. Things don't always go your way. Talk about that with us.
How you feeling? How you feeling after that
First
game?
state championship game, how's it feel?
well, you know, I was blessed to be there. A lot of kids don't get to do that, so it was nice to, you know, see the environment, take it all in. But at the end of the day, you're not first, you're last. So
Definitely, yeah.
So exactly, what was going through your mind that first touchdown that they scored, first play of the game? What was going through your mind?
Yeah, that took me by surprise
that
too.
took me by surprise for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I kept thinking until about fourth quarter. I was like, we're gonna come back in this game, but you know, it really never swung our way.
So was their defense just too much to handle, or
No.
nothing at all?
See, yeah, exactly. I was watching it, and it didn't look like you guys were having a really tough time with.
We moved the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty easily and efficiently whenever we wanted.
No walls.
So that game was, you know, like a lot of people said, a lot closer than what the scoreboard showed. You know, they're a really good team. We're a really good team. Take nothing from them, but
It's Pikeville. I mean, that's
Pikeville.
all you can say about it.
Yeah.
It's Pikeville.
we could have easily came out on top in that game. We didn't.
So how does last year's loss, obviously, does that fuel the fire for? I mean, obviously it's not state semis how it usually is.
Right.
It's state championship. How does that go into?
So I mean, honestly, all our guys were hyped up.
Mm-hmm.
They were ready to go. You know, they've been waiting for a whole year to be back there. So it was big time. We were ready to go. And
Big time game, definitely.
So looking forward into the next season, how you feeling about that? You gonna do any off-season training, or?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna go to some camps. You know,
Get your name out there a little more.
get my name out there a little more. Probably settle down, pick a college, so I can have that going into this season. And you know, we got a lot of big time guys coming back. We got some varsity players coming back. And
So do you believe in the commitment? How would I say this? Where when high school players, they commit to a college, right? You know, before their senior season or whatever. Do you believe in that in where they commit that they'll have a really bad season that next year, or are you one of those, you know, I'm a commit and
I'm gonna try to keep it low key. Like, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, all right. I'm gonna let them know I'm committing. I'm not gonna say much about it. So
do your thing.
hopefully it's not like a Madden curse or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just gonna try to play my game and do what I do.
That's how you gotta do it.
Do you have any colleges in mind?
We can't be talking about this on camera.
We tried.
You could see me in some maroon, or you could see me in some burnt orange. I'd say that.
You heard it here first.
Orange.
Burnt orange. A little far away, but big time program.
So Mason Likens, one of your
Very good friends.
top friends,
You know.
Yeah.
top suspects throwing the ball to. He's graduating this year. Are you gonna try to go with him, follow him, be dynamic duo, or?
You know, obviously I can't base my life off what he's doing, but I would really like to be back with him at some point.
Yeah.
Get that duo back together. But I got to see what, you know, it's all about the fit for you, because it's your life. I got to see who's got my nursing program I want.
Nurse.
Yeah, be a nurse, travel a little bit.
Like that.
And just, you know, I got to have the right fit for me, obviously, because when you're not at home, it has to feel like home.
I know what you mean.
Definitely. In most kids, like we've seen, there's been great athletes that come out of Raceland.
Yes.
And they go out, you know, JUCO maybe.
Yeah.
And
KCU.
they just don't. It just doesn't feel right for them. They'll come back, you know, play at Shawnee.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I think there's a lot of kids around here that are some big-time athletes that they just don't get the exposure that kids in Florida would. So it's rough. There's a lot of good baseball players around here that no one ever sees.
So how do you go about that? Like, how are you trying to excel your name out there more than other people because of that? Like,
I got a guy that kind of pimps me out a little bit, so I use him. And you got to go to the camps of the schools you want to go to.
Definitely.
You have to. That's big time. You get that highlight tape together. You start sending it out. You max email whoever you want. You get that out there, and they'll come.
You know, I feel like most of the time when you get to be a big name, which I mean, Logan, I'm not trying to, you know, boost you up a bit, but obviously Logan Lundy's a big household name around here. Would you say it's harder for you to like go out there and compete every Friday because of that, or?
Well, I mean, it comes with, there's a lot of people that, you know, the teams we played love to talk.
Mm-hmm.
They love to come straight for me and talk. It seems like I'm always the villain for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, sometimes it's like it is because they're just trying to screw with me mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's always trying to talk or say I suck or whatever. But, you know, at the end of the day, that doesn't matter because what are they doing?
Exactly.
Are you
let your game speak.
Are you one of the people that would trash talk?
Come on.
You know, I'm not gonna start nothing, but if somebody
came up to you and said, "Oh,
Lundy.
oh, number 7, Logan Lundy,"
you suck.
he said something
QB2.
terrible to you.
How do you react to that?
What's your
Seriously,
reply?
What's your reaction?
So like in the playoff game, if someone
Playoff game. Let's say it happened last Friday.
Pikeville.
last Friday, I don't know. Well, yeah, like okay, I remember this. One of those Pikeville kids smoked me last year, and I ran the ball earlier in the game. He was like, "I'm gonna put you on a stretcher like I did last year." I was like, "Okay." I said, "What would Gary Fannin do?"
Thank
What
you.
would Gary?
What would
Fannin
Gary
do?
Fannin?
I know you are, but what am I?
Yes,
Exactly.
It's the perfect thing to say back.
You
can't
know,
get in trouble.
What can you say?
We gotta
when I
have
say
one.
WW.
He's just the perfect man. There's really no other way
He's
to
a little
explain
angel.
Well, since you mentioned the Pikeville game, looking back to the Pikeville game, we didn't have Jules Farrow,
it. Yeah,
and
noticed
then
that.
Parker Fannin got hurt at halftime. How do you think that affected?
Tough right there.
So honestly, Jules, I think, is probably the best corner around
He's a
here.
big key, definitely, yeah.
And he's also a back that can. Our backs are like, we have some physical running backs like me, Isaac, and Noah. They don't really catch a lot of passes, but with Jules, you have the opportunity. You can throw him the ball. He can run routes. He's huge in our pass coverage. You know, that hurt us a lot more than people think, and I just hate Jules didn't get to play his last game ever.
Yeah. I saw that. I went to the game, and you know, I was obviously, you know, really excited, and I saw everyone out there, and I was, where's number 1? No one said. I didn't hear a single thing about him before the game about him.
Oh, he was sick. He couldn't even walk.
Mm-hmm.
They were holding him up in the locker room. He
That's so
couldn't
sad.
keep Zofran down. It was bad.
So you and Mason, after that game, I seen a picture of you all
Dude.
bawling your eyes out.
What does that
What was
mean?
you feeling?
Exactly.
Like emotionally.
What does that mean to you? Obviously, you're a junior. You have another year left. It's not. I mean, it's a big deal, but it's not. For the seniors, it's obviously a lot of a bigger deal. How does that affect you having to watch, you know, Mason obviously?
It's just rough because we were never in the situation for this to happen. It was always we're going out together.
It's
then
ride or die.
Yeah, we'll figure out from there. And I was really like, it was rough for me when I first moved from Russell because obviously I miss my friends and stuff. But I am extremely blessed that he got to come over here for another season, and that was huge.
It looks like he liked it too. I mean,
He had fun. He says his biggest regret's not being here longer. So I mean, if he would have came when I did, he could have held back.
yeah,
We'd still be here. But
that'd been good for a lot of people.
I would have. But you know,
And I feel like I hear that a lot with like transfers. Like, I mean, I am myself a transfer,
Yeah.
but I mean, that was 8th grade. No one really cares about that. Like from you, I've talked to you a couple of times about it. When you first moved to Raceland, does it feel like this is home? I mean, obviously we have that trademark, but what does it really feel to you? Because I've seen people, they'll come into here and I mean, me personally, I felt accepted. How do you feel?
so when I first got here, like, not a lot of people talked to me for some reason. Like, they looked at me like I was an alien or something. I would just walk around and everybody would just look at me. So I was like, had all these friends move, no one likes me. But they opened up. Like, it takes a little bit of time to fit in.
I mean, that's every school though.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't ready for that. But once I you know, I got to know everybody and got close and have made some of my best friends in my life, and they will forever be my best friends. It's awesome here. There's no other school like this place.
It really isn't.
Just all around people. It don't even matter if you play sports or not. People are so good to you. And at other schools, it's not the same way.
Yeah.
It's not fair. Here it is fair. And whoever you are, it doesn't matter. They're still gonna do whatever they can for you.
People always say that. Like, there's people from other schools. It's like we don't do that.
Oh, y'all
Our
band
kids do
kids
that.
and me, we're getting the same treatment here.
Exactly.
And we love it.
It's everyone's the same here. It's honestly a great
Yeah.
environment. But do you think that?
Call me if you have any more questions.
God. Do you think that that because of our community and how you're so welcomed here with open arms, does that go onto the football field and like practice field and being a better football player? How does that go into that?
Oh, for sure. So when I first moved, I was having a little bit of trouble believing in myself, you could say. I knew I could do it. I just had to find the system where I could do it. And Coach Salmons immediately, first day, I remember this, he told me, he said, you're going to be great. And he said, be first in everything you do. And that was the first day I ever met the man. And that's really stuck with me. Like, just having a support system and knowing that people have your back is huge. Like, I'm not scared to go out and throw a pick because I know Coach Salmons he's gonna be fine. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna talk about it and go back. So some other schools I do that, I was probably done for the night, and that just scared me. So just having the loving coaching staff and teaching staff that me and you could probably go do arson and this place would have our back. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know about arson, but
Well, speaking of Raceland's our community, do you think? What's your opinions on Raceland's fan base, like compared to
crazy.
other schools?
They're different.
They're
It's
crazy.
definitely something
They're
different.
not the same. So I'm saying they have your back. They'll take a bullet for you.
Man, I went to that state championship and I was like, Pikeville's
Did we have more than Pikeville?
It was like a
pretty sure.
sea. The whole side of our like stands was.
And
just
they travel well.
orange. I know.
They do.
They travel
I think
everywhere.
I saw
They're crazy,
They're
man.
like little baby ducks. That
saw
follow
the
mama
tools
duck
coming
around.
out of that the Tahoe, one after
Rolling
another,
out.
fanning, and another one. I was like, God, man, come and watch. But I mean,
That's
it's when you see that, it's like wow.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
big time. When you're on the bus and you see all these cars just
it's just a different
from a mile
feeling,
back,
yeah.
it's like, well, they care about us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially on the Thanksgiving breakfast. That's probably the most
Oh, yeah.
Raceland amount of community.
It's crazy.
I've seen
Like
forever.
I've never
That-
heard of
the
a
church.
school having a Thanksgiving
That
breakfast.
church center.
That's
There's more
just-
there.
That's just crazy. And we had a Christmas one, I don't know if we still do it, but we had they had pancakes in the morning, and I was like, well,
heck
first of all,
yeah.
who's gonna wake up early that early before Christmas when you're out of school to get pancakes?
Oh,
But-
it's on Christmas?
Well, it's sometime around that. I don't remember when it
Yeah.
was. It was a couple years ago. But like, and I saw the pictures there, and I was like, that's like so many people that are just there for that, just
Yeah,
one
there's
reason.
kids that would love that.
Exactly. It's just the whole community is all.
That's awesome.
It is crazy, but I mean, when it's just when it feels like a family, I feel like it ties into everything else because no one really understands how much of like a loving fan base can really
Impact
impact
anything you do.
Exactly,
I
yeah.
mean, the fan base for archery is probably, it's crazier than, I'm just saying, like, any sport.
It's every sport,
Anything
exactly.
a wrestling kid wants to do, they're going to have your back and they're going to go. And if it's the bobsled team, they're going to watch you bobsled.
I used to do archery, I will say. And
Okay,
I
archery's
can
not-
say
it's pretty
it was
fun.
packed.
I'm not gonna lie, archery's a pretty fun sport.
Raceland was just
Built different.
crazy.
So, when you talk about sports, do you what do you think makes you so attracted or so passionate about playing football or just playing sports in general? What is it about, like, in your mind? What drives you to be just that great player? You know what I mean?
So obviously, I've played football my whole life ever since I can remember. I remember my mama. I was like 3 years old. She bought me this like little thing to throw footballs in, and it was circles. And it was Christmas. I would sit in the basement. I would just throw footballs in those circles all night. And I was somehow doing it. I was like 3 or 4. And so honestly, that is what I think instilled me, like throwing the football. Like I love doing that. But now I'm trying to be the best I can. I'm trying to be the best around here because I want to be. Like, I don't want anyone. Every week, I try to be number 7, best quarterback on the field.
Exactly. Yeah.
Every week. I don't I don't think there's many better than me, and I don't want there to be. So that's why I work so hard.
Do you think that? I know that last year there was a lot more of football talent than there was this year. Obviously, they had
Like around
Ashland.
here?
Yeah, Ashland
Yeah.
had like Ricky Padron or whatever.
Palladino.
Yeah, they had all them.
studs.
Does hearing how good they do in the games before, the week before, maybe you play them that week? Does hearing how good they do in their games, does that do something to you, and does you want to do a lot better than what they did?
So definitely last year before we played Ashland. So that was my first start here. So I was a little bit nervous, and they're the defending state champions. They came down on their little stairs with "We Are the Champions" behind them. So I was like, oh God, I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
But I didn't really know what to expect coming in that game. So I just tried to. I figured if I could be a good game manager, I could keep it close. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we weren't supposed to win that game, and we did.
That's true.
So I was on cloud 9, and ever since there, I was like, well, we can actually do something here. We got the guys to do it. So from then on, I think the whole demeanor kind of changed at football because they weren't used to that, and they were like, well, we believe in ourselves, we can do it. Mm-hmm. So I've definitely seen since that game a huge change. So that's what I could say from it.
Ashland's community is surprisingly. Their fan base is huge.
Oh yeah, it's always.
If you look at their stadium, if you were in that stadium, and you were on
that
the
stadium's
field,
scary.
and
It is.
you
It's
first
definitely a
play of the
different
game, you cannot hear a thing because so many people are screaming.
It's always them and Russell, but
Well, definitely Russell for you, I'd say.
yeah, you're in that dome, so like you're down there and everybody's on top of you, so it's kind of scary.
I will
but
say that's probably one of the best.
That's
one of my favorite places I've ever.
that's my
Oh, yeah.
favorite place to play a football game.
It
Putnam
is-
Stadium.
It is. It is
Definitely
crazy.
now, since it's they're getting new turf and it's still going to be down there.
I bet that won't be done.
It's going to be nice. I
So
feel like it's definitely.
there's
gonna be
rumors about Raceland getting a brand new field house.
Oh, is there?
Is there?
nice. How
rumors
do
going
you
on?
feel about this?
How do you feel about that?
Sir
See what y'all think about it.
Because I will say, I will say, I'm pretty upset that they're doing it now.
He's
Since
graduating,
I'm
yeah.
gone.
Oh, it is sweet.
Jeez.
Take a look at it. Tell me what you think about it. Keep going right.
Now this is not being shown to the
I can't
public.
show you guys this, but
This is a secret
if
from
you
now.
want to come to Raceland, we have this.
So all of Raceland's new. Oh my goodness.
It's different here. That's all I'd say.
New weight room's
I
coming
mean,
too.
It's just.
Before next season,
It's
it'll be
just
done.
different.
That's awesome.
It's just so much different.
All of Raceland's purchases, like their turf field and the field house, do you think that's going to affect anybody coming to Raceland wanting to play?
I definitely do because it shows how much
We care.
they care about the kids. It's all for the kids, and you don't see other schools doing this. You know, they're doing whatever they can for us to have the best stuff. So I think kids are definitely going to be a little bit intrigued to come look at our new weight room or our new field or our new field house and all the big time players we still have.
And I'm glad that you said that because I feel like with Raceland, it just every year it's just something better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's never just a, okay, well,
never
it's
done.
like last year. You know
Yeah,
what I
they're
mean?
never
Like,
done.
We lost Jake Heighton. Got a Logan Lundy. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's stuff like that. Stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
just I feel like with everything like in the Raceland community, everything just keeps getting better, and I feel like it would be a great place for people to just look at it and be like, wow, we're not doing this.
So since
Raceland,
we're on that topic, how is Raceland's football team looking next year?
So we obviously need a center. I'm gonna work on that.
Chowie was a little upset.
Chowie don't want to do it. Chowie don't want to do it.
He talked to me about
Chowie
that.
gets very nervous.
Chowie gets anxious.
He does get anxious.
Over
But-
very long
We love you,
nights.
Chowie.
We still have our middle linebackers, which is huge. We still have our defensive line, other than Christian Wall, still there.
We really don't lose much of
We're
our
not
defense.
that bad off. Now,
We lose a couple skill guys. I'll say.
There's a couple DBs.
A couple skill guys.
we still got Parker Fan and Braden Webb. And who's my other guy? Who's my other wide receiver that's still here? Parker Fan and Braden Webb.
We do have Bryson Rousey coming up, stepping up.
I don't know.
John Arnett's coming too.
Jonah
Took you off
Arnett
guard.
is also stepping
No, who's the other one?
Brody?
Can't do
No.
that.
Brody Austin?
We have one more.
You can't do that.
I don't. We'll be reloaded. We'll be back. Don't worry.
Did you say Ty?
Ty Tyson. Ty Tyson can step up to
We'll
the
be
plate.
back.
We got. We just got young players. They'll get better. You know,
Yeah.
everything will come in full circle.
Shannon Marucci. He can step up there and wave a hammer.
So, just going off of that, we'll try to get this to end the segment. So, when you hear that there's younger guys and you know that they're good, like Jonah, like you said, Jonah,
Yeah.
we've seen him play football. He's gonna be really good. Does that excite you for the younger Rams for in the future when you get to come see them?
Yeah, so like when I'm on the Tailgate Nation with Braden Wellman up in the top, we'll be watching our boys down there. But I think Jonah, it's maybe not a huge impact next year, but definitely I think he'll play next year some. But I think he's got to learn the system. And I think by his sophomore year, that kid's going to be like a Connor Hughes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
He's
he
good.
could play quarterback too, wide
Good.
receiver,
We have a
wildcat.
really good young core.
I mean, he's going to be a stud.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I get to throw to him a little bit.
Our middle school team is some dogs. Landon Stiltner.
Yes, no,
Very
Wallace,
simple.
who's the best middle school team ever. He's going to say it was his.
Oh, I was around for that, and I will say that the middle
Yeah.
school team this year
That
was
middle school-
good, but when you put Noah Wallace, Bailey Thacker, middle
Parker
school,
Fannin.
Parker Fannin,
Brody Austin.
I mean, that's just
So,
that's just a great.
I got a
mix.
question.
Oh God,
Who do you think the best Raceland football team to come through this school
I'll
is?
forever say the 2018 team. They lost to Pikeville Semi-State.
No. Who do you think? You say 2018?
Mm-hmm. Judd Atkins, Dalton Atkins.
I'm going right here.
Hunter Lax.
I'm going this
Jake
one.
Hyde, sophomore QB Jake Hyde didn't throw a pick till Paintsville in the
I don't know
playoffs.
what happened.
Big line. Hayden Topping at DN. Don't even know who that guy is. But
Dude,
moral of the story:
This
2018 team was good. 22 team was even better. We'll say that.
thank you.
I'm glad to have you on the show, Lundy.
Appreciate you guys having me in.
Very nice.
Thanks for bringing me in, boys.
I'm glad you were able to come in 15 minutes after the class started, but
I was doing homework.
we got it in. That's all that matters. We're the lunch table. We'll be back. Next episode. See you again.